Learned one thing off of this whole slaughtering that's going on in Palestine right now is that Black Americans have benefited so much off of this very system we're fighting against here in America that we have adapted the same American entitlement that gives us a lack of empathy and the permission to look the other way. Every single time you say, oh yeah, it's bad, but we need to think about Trump and our rights over here. We need to just focus over here. We can't focus on the genocide going on over there. You're showing your American entitlement. You're showing your American privilege. You're showing that you're addicted to your comforts here. And for the life of me, I'm trying to understand, how do you see us achieving this liberation when you've adapted the same mindset of the people we're actively trying to rise up against? Like, how are you going to combat inhumanity with inhumanity? How are you going to combat hate with hate? Okay, I'm sorry, not hate with hate, because you guys will say, oh no, we do care. So hate with a lack of empathy. How are you going to combat that? And honestly, does it matter if we're saying hate with hate or hate with a lack of empathy when the outcome is still the same? Every single time a member of an oppressed group, a marginalized group, looks the other way from every other oppression, including an act of genocide right now, every single time you do that, what you are doing is giving the world permission to overlook you. If I have learned one thing off of this whole slaughtering that's going on.
Respectfully, ma'am, I ain't with this, what you just said. I saw your whole stitch. All right, let's drop some truths on you. Now, you sound like you're not from the soil here. Sounds like your people ain't from the soil. Disclaimer, my people are from Jamaica. So I'm not of this soil either, even though I was born here. Black people in this country, well, you said Black Americans. Gotta make sure we separate them because we're in the age of delineation. We don't care no more. When I say we, I'm not only talking about the Black Americans. I'm talking about something called Black First. Riders, people that are not of this soil but are for Black empowerment. We don't care about this war. We never did. Maybe y'all didn't get the hint. When Ukraine and Russia popped off, we didn't care. Yeah, we didn't care. They wanted us to care. We were like, nah, we got to worry about this reparations. We got to get this anti-hate bill. We're coming out of the coffee venereal disease. Can't say that statement here because I don't want that little thing under me. And we got to get our kids back on track with this education. We got other fish to fry. Plus, we were in midterm season, so we really had some fish to fry. We had to make sure we were insulating ourselves. And here we are in 2024, and then popped off another war, and we done told y'all the day that it happened. Oh my God, that sucks. Ain't got nothing to do with us. We ain't over there. They not oppressing us. We're being oppressed here in America. When you want to sit there and talk about that Black Americans are showing the same entitlement that they got from the system that's oppressing us. That's called delineation again. Maybe that word is a little clearer. I'll help you. Everybody who's Black is letting everybody know what kind of Black they are. And I don't hear no Black Palestinians outside when we need reparations. I don't hear them outside standing with us. Haven't seen it. Maybe you could point it to me. We watched how the quote unquote white Jewish folk treated a Hebrew Israelite by the name of Kyrie Irving. We saw that and we said, word, cool. We gonna remember that. Ran that man out of town when he did nothing wrong except say he was watching something on Amazon. Okay. Now here we are again, 2024. Now y'all expect us to come outside and help the world? When is the world going to help us? When's the world going to help Black folks? When is the world going to help the cousins, the Black Americans? When are they going to help them? Let us know. When they help them, then maybe we'll change our tune. We've done enough helping. Whether it was during World War II with the cousins doing it, whether it was the Black Americans and the rioters helping those in Ethiopia, to now today. Hell, we even extended ourselves when we shouldn't have and advocated, again, when Ukraine and Russia started popping off at each other, we advocated to, even though a lot of them were off code, we were advocating, hey, Africa, you got a whole bunch of African students over there, go get them. Wonder what the situation would have been if they were not having our voices in their corner. But again, you're sitting in your car talking all this bunk about why we need to be advocating for either side. You should be saying, I stand with Black America, because you're black and in America. Them same folk you caping for ain't helping your black ass outside now, are they? Where's your legislation for black women so when they go to the hospital and they're having these babies that are going to carry us into the next generations, make sure that when they go in, they come out with the baby? Where's that? I don't see that. Maybe you got it on your page. I just saw this video. Shout out to my homie Black Alpha Network. Where are those bills? Where's the bills to make sure that when they try these mass shootings with us, why are you not outside caping for that? You in your car caping for 2 sets of people that wouldn't give a fuck about you if you were on fire. Don't listen to them out there now because they're in the middle of a war and they need all the voices they can. Again, I have sympathy for the victims. I don't have sympathy for the 2 asshole groups that are sitting there fighting each other. Oh, and by the way, before I let this go off, maybe you should do some research, ma'am. You out here caping in your car for 2 groups of people. Well, technically 1. You're out here advocating for a group of people who have control of a land that the other side that is throwing bombs at them, they're trying to take from them. That's right, in Gaza. This is all about Gaza. You know, Gaza. Yeah, it's all about land, oil, water. What most wars are fought over? Resources. Them Israelis, Bibi Netanyahu and them, they want to run them people off because you done heard Biden say they're thinking about bringing Gazan refugees over here like we need more. But they're over there trying to run them off their land, even though their land is 95% theirs, according to the World Court. They're trying to run them off because there's arable land, which means food. And, you know, you can also graze and raise animals there. You have oil under Gaza, which means if you learned anything from Guyana the last couple of years, that's very, very big business, especially coming out of the coffee venereal disease. Again, can't say that because I don't want that banner on my page. And that buys you a seat not only in OPEC, but buys you a seat on BRICS. And there's also water. And if you look up the history of that area, they always had a problem with water. And water is a very powerful commodity right now, especially with the electric vehicle game and all this green bullshit. So I'm not saying you can't cape for Palestine, but until Palestine and them cape for us, the rioters, Black Americans, the freedmen, ADOS, everybody that's in America that's been suffering at the hands of white supremacy, then we'll decide if we're going to give you a little bit of the energy like Goku with the spirit bomb to help your causes. Until then, you know what? There's only 4 letters I could say. HYON. Hold your own nuts.